What's going on YouTube, Ferocity? I hope you guys are doing well. And before we get started with today's video, I just wanted to thank you all for the support you've shown the channel recently. So thank you so much for coming to this channel, subscribing, watching, viewing, commenting, whatever it might be. That type of support means a lot to me. It motivates me to make more videos. So thank you very much for doing that. It does not go unnoticed and does not go unappreciated. So let's get into today's video, which is talking about the feedback from Modern Warfare 2. Now, if you guys have been watching as much Modern Warfare 2 feedback content as I have on YouTube, you're probably sick of hearing the same things over and over and over again, because frankly, I think the community is pretty united on what needs to change. Now, the question is, who and what feedback is Infinity Ward actually listening to? Because I'm concerned that they're not listening to the right people. I think that when Infinity Ward is listening to feedback, I don't think it's coming from most of the YouTubers or the competitive scene. Now, I'm not saying that Call of Duty needs to gear this game completely to the competitive scene. I think that would be a mistake. And I also am not saying that they need to gear it completely to the classic Call of Duty fan, because I would say that would also be a mistake. But I think there's a happy medium in between the two, where we can make this a really strong competitive Call of Duty, but at the same time make it feel like a casual game experience like it used to be, a classic casual experience. And I think part of those issues, again, are things like disbanding lobbies and SBMM. I think that would go a long way. I think making Dead Silence a perk would help the competitive scene as well. I think changing the perk system in general would also help the competitive scene. I think the weapon trees in general, if those are fixed, you know, you guys have heard these problems over and over again, that would help in general as well. But for whatever reason, I feel the things that Infinity Ward is concerned about fixing is directed at a very small minority of players that aren't very active in subreddits or on YouTube or in the competitive scene. Because I don't know who isn't asking for some of these changes. But also, if you're a company and your customer tells you, hey, it would be great if you change this, to stay so headstrong on not making these changes seems extremely counterproductive. It seems like you're trying to push away sales versus driving sales. So I'm very curious who, in fact, Infinity Ward is listening to and where this potential silent majority is. Because I don't see it. I've never listened to them. I've never heard them. I've never read it. Yes, there are people who like Modern Warfare 2. And I've seen videos from people praising Modern Warfare 2. And that's great. But I think the majority of those people that do praise Modern Warfare 2 have also brought up the downsides of Modern Warfare 2, which are the same things the community has been talking about. So again, I have to ask, even if you're enjoying this game, and you still have the same feedback that everybody else has, who is it that Infinity Ward is listening to? Because at the end of the day, whether it's the competitive scene or the casual Call of Duty fans or the fans that are making YouTube videos, who is it that you're listening to that you're trying to cater this game towards? Because it's not like we're asking anybody to make a worse game. When we're delivering feedback, whether it's me, Blame Truth, Nero Cinema, Drifter, or anybody else, Scump for instance, whether it's any of those people, none of us are trying to deliver feedback to, one, be rude, two, be anything but trying to make this game better, and number three, insulting your game. Yes, do I think this game needs some refinements? 100%. Do I think it's a bad game in its current state? Yes, I do. Is that an insult? I don't think so. Because I think, at the end of the day, my intentions are true, whereas I'm trying to get this game to be in its best state it possibly can be, so that more people play Call of Duty. That's my goal, and to me, that should be the goal of Infinity Ward. That should be the goal of Call of Duty. Get as many people as possible playing your game. And right now, it feels that Infinity Ward is doing everything in their power to try to push away classic fans, push the competitive scene to the side, and cater their game towards this random minority of people that I don't even know if it exists, to be honest. And we saw this with Modern Warfare 2019, and we saw this with Call of Duty Vanguard. I don't know who these games are being catered to. I don't know who they're being made for. And if you're trying to make your game anything other than Call of Duty, it seems to be counterproductive. Now, if I think back to when I first started playing Call of Duty, it was very clear to me why I liked Call of Duty, because it had a distinct difference from any other game that I was playing at the time. I was playing games like Halo 3, Rainbow Six Vegas. Those were different shooters than what Call of Duty was. And then later on in my first person career, I started playing Battlefield, and I'm like, this is a distinct difference from Call of Duty. And I think the biggest issue that Call of Duty's ever had is they've tried to be like other first person shooters on the market, where they shouldn't be doing that. And I think Halo's done the same thing. And maybe it's a video for its own time. Maybe this conversation is its own video. But I just wanted to say, one of the biggest issues that Call of Duty's had over the last little bit is this identity crisis. And I think if you want to regain the Call of Duty identity, listening to the classic Call of Duty fans and the competitive scene is the best way to go. I think there's a happy medium there where we can meet in the middle, make this game competitively viable, but at the same time, make it a casual experience that classic Call of Duty fans and new fans will enjoy together. At the end of the day, this type of feedback, this type of response from the community, because let's be honest, the community for the most part is united when it comes to this game. We see potential here. Now, I don't see as much as I saw with Black Ops Cold War, but there is potential here. I think we could have a good game, but the community, once again, needs to continuously fight for feedback to be put into the game, which is really disheartening, because it's like, what was the point of the beta then if you're not going to listen to the feedback? What is the point of the beta then if you're not going to take the changes, the constructive criticism that the community is giving you? I don't think there's anybody in the community right now that's saying that Dead Silence being a tactical upgrade is a good decision. And if they are, it's a very small minority of people, because people have been playing the game a certain way for so long that changing it in this manner makes no sense. It makes no sense. So I'm hoping that what we're going to get moving forward is a more constructive view on how Infinity Ward is going to take feedback and actually apply it to their game. Because again, we need to focus on who we're listening to. What are we listening to when it comes to implementing the feedback that Infinity Ward's receiving? So, at the end of the day, guys, I'm very curious to what you think. Who do you think this minority is of people, or this potential majority of people, that is influencing this game so much? Now, I have my own theories, but once again, that's going to be for a separate video. But I want to know, how should they cater this game? Who should they be listening to? Let me know with a comment down below. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.